And that's going to bring us over to this page where you can see that I've invited you to join Webull, and you can get either 20 fractional shares or 75 fractional shares, depending on how much you deposit after opening your brokerage account. Click on sign up and get free stocks, and that's going to bring us over to this screen here where we begin signing up for the Webull app. It's going to ask for your phone number, so go ahead and enter that now. At this point, it's going to send you a code, and you do have to click the box here to agree with the terms of service and privacy policy after you read those, of course. At this point, we're just going to enter the verification code that was sent, and it's saying that this account is already registered. That's because I have a Webull account that I ended up closing in preparation for making this video. So these are the steps that you're going to follow with the verification code, but I'm now just going to log into my existing Webull account. That way we can reactivate it. Once you finish those steps, you're going to see this screen here that says success. You're all signed up. Now at this point, you're going to click on the button here that says download to claim your rewards, and this is going to redirect us over to the App Store. So since I've had this on my phone in the past, I'm just going to click on that cloud button to begin the installation, and then we're going to log in to our Webull account with the same exact login that you just created. So after clicking on the open button here, it's going to bring us into the Webull trading app. You can make your decision about notifications, and now we are going to log in to Webull using the same account that we just created. So once again, enter the same phone number or email that you used for the initial sign up. So just like that, we have now created a basic account with Webull, and we have logged into the app. I do have to finish opening up my account here since I'm reactivating it, and you're going to have to do the same exact steps yourself. So now let's go ahead and complete those tasks. We're going to start off here by clicking the blue open account button at the bottom, and you're going to start off here by verifying your identity. This is a taxable brokerage account. They do offer retirement accounts as well that we're going to talk about in a little bit, but they are required to follow KYC or know your customer laws, meaning they have to ask for certain information like your address as well as your social, and they may even ask to verify with a photo ID, but this is going to be required steps for almost any type of investment account you're opening today. So don't think that they're just trying to collect your personal information to sell it or anything like that. So what we're going to do first here is select our citizenship, which is the United States. And it is important to be aware of the fact that Webull is available in many different countries. In terms of their most recent list, Webull is available in the United States as well as the United Kingdom. They're available in Canada, Hong Kong, Singapore, Japan, South Africa, Australia, Indonesia, Brazil, and Mexico. And they've been adding to that list every so often. So it's great to see how many different countries they support. At this point, we select the ID type, which is either going to be a state ID, US driver's license, or passport. I'm going to go ahead and verify with my US driver's license and then click on start to verify. At this point, it's going to have us take a picture of our ID as well as ourselves to make sure we match who it is on the ID. We're going to start by clicking on let's go. And at this point, we choose the type of identification. In this case, I'm going to be using a driver's license. It's going to have us take a picture of the photo side of the driver's license. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now and just blur things out for privacy reasons. And now at this point, it's going to have us scan the barcode on the back of the license. So you're going to want to follow these steps yourself for verification. And you'll get a confirmation that says barcode scanned successfully for this one. And now it's telling us what they're doing here. So they're processing the photos, checking the image quality, looking at the documents, and then this should happen near instantaneously, assuming it's able to view all of your information. And the cool thing is this is actually able to pull the information from the ID card now to finish opening up our Webull account. On the screen here, the main thing I have to share is my marital status and then also my number of dependents. At this point, you're going to then click on the blue next button to continue filling your information. And as mentioned before, Webull is going to be required to collect your social security number or tax identification number, as well as your residential address for those KYC laws. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that out now privately, and then we'll continue. Now, once you enter your information, it's going to ask you about your employment information. So we're going to select the drop down here, and I am personally self-employed, but you're going to go ahead and fill this out for yourself. yourself. If you're employed, you would have information there about your employer. Once you have your employment information filled out, you're going to click on the blue next button, and now they are going to ask you some required questions about insider trading and some other things that are very rare circumstances that usually don't apply. And what they're asking here for the top one is whether or not a member of your family is a senior executive, or you yourself is a senior executive or 10% or greater shareholder of a publicly traded company. They just require you to disclose that for insider trading reasons, and you're only going to check this box if the following do apply. They also ask if there is a family member of yours who is a senior political figure or politically exposed person. In most cases, that's going to be a no. They also ask here if you or a member of your family is employed with a member firm or stock exchange or FINRA registered broker, and you also have to share whether or not you are a family member who is employed or affiliated with Webull Financial. So if none of those are the case for you, you're going to click on none of the above, and then you're going to click on next. At this point, you have to answer a few questions about your financial status, including your liquidity needs or how important it is for you to convert assets into cash. You're also going to have to enter your approximate annual net income, as well as your approximate total net worth and your approximate liquid net worth. So go ahead and fill these out, and then we're going to click on the blue next button. And then they ask you a series of questions here about your investment experience. So they're going to ask you for your investment experience, where you can say it's extensive, good, moderate, or none. I'm just going to say good for this example. In terms of investment objective, they ask you if you're looking to be doing speculative trading. Are you focused on growth, income, or perhaps preservation of capital? In this case, I'm going to say growth. And then they also ask you here about your time horizon of how long you plan to invest. It's either 7 years or more, 4 to 7 years, or less than 4 years. In my case here, we're going to select 4 to 7 years for this example, and then click on the blue next button. And then at this point, you do have to verify that the information below is your legal name, as well as your exact taxpayer identification number or SSN. And if everything looks good after you yourself look it over, you click on the blue next button. And now you have a very important decision here to make of whether or not you want to open a margin account or a cash account. So let's go ahead and explain the difference now. Now, just to keep things simple, for 99% of people, they're going to want a cash account. A margin account is going to allow you to borrow money from your broker, just like a personal loan, although instead of using that loan to go out there and pay for expenses or maybe buy some crap, instead you'd be receiving that loan to buy financial assets like stocks, ETFs, etc. Margin investing is extremely risky because right there even it mentions that gains and losses may be amplified. So it might seem tempting to borrow money to double down on a particular investment, but what a lot of people don't realize is although the upside potential is doubled, well, the downside potential is also doubled. But if you did want to look into margin trading yourself, you could select a margin account, and even right here it mentions that Webull offers up to 4 times leverage. That's pretty scary because that could be a 4-fold loss on whatever you're experiencing by leveraging up like that. Although you might be interested in opening up a margin account because of some of the PDT or pattern day trader rules. So with a margin account, you do have unlimited day trades when the net account value is above 25,000. So that is something that you may run into with Webull or other trading apps, is restrictions on how many trades you can place in a given trading week. Otherwise, you can get flagged as a PDT or pattern day trader. Now, if you're using apps like this for long-term investing and dollar cost averaging, you probably don't need to worry. But if you're trying to trade in and out of stocks in the same day or in the same week frequently, then you might want to look into a margin account just to get around the PDT pattern day trader rules. And for accounts under 25,000, no more than 3 day trades in 5 consecutive business days are allowed. And that means that you can't be trading in and out of the same stocks in the same day or even in the same trading week if those trades haven't settled. We're going to talk about trade settlement later on as well when we look at withdrawing money from Webull, but these are some important things to be aware of. So for this tutorial, we're going to choose a cash account. There is no deposit deposit requirement. You can execute unlimited day trades with settled funds, but there is a settlement period here, which is typically 2 business days to complete. And you can receive GFV, good faith violation penalties, for selling stocks or options with unsettled funds. What you're going to find with Webull and a lot of other trading apps is they're going to offer you a good faith loan essentially for free when you have funds in your account that are not settled. They're going to let you invest it anyway, whether it's a new deposit coming in or proceeds from a prior stock sale. But you need to make sure you're not then selling those stocks before the funds settle. Otherwise, that's called a free ride, and it's something that the SEC takes very seriously, or maybe it's FINRA, one of the big organizations. But either way, it's not just Webull trying to yank your chain here. These are regulations that they themselves have to follow, so you should just be aware of the restrictions there on settled funds. That all looks good for now, so we're going to click on the blue next button to open a cash account. And at this point, you can choose the different options that you want available to you. So by default, I have stocks enabled as well as ETFs. If you do want to look at options trading, you can check that box. I'm going to do it just for demonstration purposes, as well as the cash management account. I'm going to check that box just so we can take a look at it, and the stock lending income program. Now, this mentions right here that this does not guarantee your fixed income as the markets fluctuate, and you're fully responsible for profits and losses. And it also mentions that the stock lending income program means you will not be eligible to participate in the 5% cash management program. So for the purpose of this, I'm just going to cancel activating the stock lending program. We're still going to talk about it at the end, but I'd rather be able to show you the ins and outs of the cash management tool, as that is more likely going to be a feature that people are looking for. So after that, we're going to click on the blue next button once again, and now you get to choose the level of options trading that you are looking to get access to. Level 1 is going to be a more basic level, and then level 2 here is going to be more advanced strategies that have greater risk associated with them for the most part. Just for demonstration purposes, we're going to select level 2 here and then click on next, but you're going to want to make your own decision here based on your risk tolerance. At this point, there is a questionnaire that populates about your option investment experience, and this is only going to be showing up here should you enable options trading when you sign up for Webull. So in this case, I'm going to just say 1 to 2 years of options investment experience, and then there is a separate set of disclosures and risks that you have to agree to here related to options trading. I'm just going to read a couple of these key pointers to you, that way you're aware of some of the risks that are involved. At the very top, it mentions options prices can quickly move in unfavorable directions, resulting in substantial losses. It's also very possible and common to lose 100% of your invested capital into options, and that is because this is a derivative product. You are looking at an option that may or may not be exercised, and if the price moves against you in a big direction, or sometimes even a small direction, it can leave the underlying option contract near worthless. So if you have seen stocks, for example, move up and down in massive price swings, well, just picture that on steroids, and that would essentially be options trading 101. Another great point here is that all options have an expiration date, which when held long can result in 100% loss of capital when expiring out of the money. If you invest in a stock and it goes down, you can keep holding on to that stock as long as you want to. But with options, if you buy the wrong options contract and it goes down, there's an expiration on that options contract, at which point it is completely worthless if it is out of the money beyond that date. So that is really important to be aware of with options, is that losing 100% of your money is actually quite common. So I'm just going to click on yes, saying that I acknowledge this here. And now they're going to ask, what is your options risk tolerance? And in this case, I'm going to just say considerable for demonstration purposes. But what I have agreed to here, just so you're aware, is that you can sustain a quick decrease in the value of your option and can lose 100% of your investment in your option strategy. So just understand what it is that you're agreeing to if you decide to enable options trading. After that, we're going to click on the blue next button once again, and then you have to go through and essentially verify that all of the information supplied is correct. If it looks good, you're going to check on the box and click the blue next button once again. At this point, you have to click to e-sign their disclosures and all of these different legal documents. There's going to be more if you enable options trading. If that looks good, you can click to e-sign and then click on the agree button, and then you just have to do a signature in the box and click on submit. At that point, your Webull application is submitted, and then it's going to be processed. Sometimes it can be instantaneous, but it depends on the type of ID. It also depends on the country that you are located in, but that is all of the steps for opening up a Webull Cash account. Okay guys, so just like that, the account was approved.